Let's talk Pan Am games. Look, you know, I'm not gonna do the scores without hitting that music. Let's go. Let's go with it. We had a great one up for this week. Pan Am games were the ones to give it a watch. This is, if you guys don't know, this is the every 4 years, every 5-year tournament that involves all of the Americas, North America, South America, coming together to be able to play the game, happening in Chicago, Chile this year. And hey, man, this is one that's for all the marbles in the America. I call it the top mad, crazy, dumb match, as it's per necessary. And needless to say, we came out with this one. Let's right off the bat, man. Big shout out to USA Women, absolutely killing it. You know what? We got to do this the right way. We got to do this the right way. All right. Let's actually celebrate the way that it is meant to be celebrated. Wait, hold on. Dad got me.
O mais inteligente dos híbridos. Novo
They don't want us to be great. Hold up.
Get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere. What they saying, loot is back. Blame it on that contour. The hood call it Ludiac. And I'm on this foolish track, so I spit my foolish flow.
Yo, USA Women doing it.
Like strippers' booties go. My verses still be serving. Like a million verses.
Let's go.
Right? Now I'm on the original version. Can't never count me out. Y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts. Accountants count me in. Make millions every year. The South champion.
Let's go.
All I do.
What? That's what we do. USA
Win, no matter what. Got money on my mind. I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
USA Women be doing it.
And they stay there.
No.
And they stay there.
First goal.
And they stay there.
Rugby 7.
Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air.
Yo. That's what it's about. Yo, look, that is how we got it done. USA Women taking the gold. First gold in Rugby Sevens for the USA in any of the Pan Am games. 72 years of history that went down. We had a great show out, and this is a team that is ready for the Olympics, all right? A team that has got synchronization. This is a team that's out here doing it like they're supposed to mean it. And you have to love that, you know, man, this is a dream team right here. Look, this team, you know, took absolutely dominating the competition, allowed only 12 points. And this is a team that each of the last two Pan Am games has been unable to get past the silver round, losing to Canada each and every time. Yo, we told our neighbors up north, we said, hey, we're not playing this game anymore, all right? USA Women absolutely destroying Jamaica, Colombia, Paraguay, Brazil. Shout out to my Brazilians. And then coming in the end in a great game against Canada to win it 19-12. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, yo, where was the game at? And it was on like a Pan Am app or something like that. Like it's kind of a whack kind of thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that was probably a misnomer. And apparently it even had issues. But luckily the games are available on YouTube as per necessary. There's just one thing that I definitely know whenever I was watching this game on YouTube, definitely watching the finals, because it's the only one that was really worth paying attention to, was this one weird play that happened in the beginning that gave Canada its first score. Like I got to show this one, and it was odd. It was just super, super, super odd. All right, hold on. Let's get this thing up. All right, check this out, y'all. All right. So Canada, for those that can't see it, coming off of a line out, and they go into a moving maul, and the USA Women are just backing up, and basically just gave up like 20 meters, 30 meters of play before they made an attack on it for Canada to take it off the edge. and basically get their first score of the day. It was seriously the weirdest play I've ever seen in terms of a competition. Because it was like, what's going on right now? What are we doing right here? And apparently the explanation for it, and you guys can, like I said, you can check it out on either whenever you look at the game, if you look at the podcast back, or whenever you get a chance to look it up online. But apparently what it was is that the USA women were providing the space for the Maul because according to the explanation the commentator gave, they would have had an opportunity to actually not have to set the line of offsides and could have come from the side to take out the scrum half, because technically the ball would have been in play by this standard. But unfortunately, it seems like they remembered the rule of giving space to be able to provide to go make the attack from the side, but they forgot to go attack from the side. Like, I'm gonna show it like one more time just to be able to show the impact of what it was happening. It's super weird. Like, you saw this, they gave up all the spacing. Just mini flubs, man. It's mini flubs like that. Obviously, we got to watch out for that. Weirdest freaking thing ever. Absolutely weirdest freaking outcome you could ask for on that. But whatever it was, hey, it gave us we at least were able to recover, able to end up getting to win. Ended up being kind of a boat race, to be honest with you. But it was good. USA Sevens. Man, look, we got the roster. All right. We finally got the roster that's set. I know we've each of the last two Olympics, it has been a little bit of an underwhelming, especially last Olympics when Great Britain was just absolutely gutting us. But this team is something special. Obviously, we got the great leaders, the Cheddar Embers, the Ileana Mars, Nicole Haverland. Like, we got a set team. Nia Tapper captaining again. But I think what we've seen, especially with the HSBC Sevens, has been the increase of players like Nicole Sullivan, who I remember in 2019 absolutely killing it for Army, to see her now over the last 3 years absolutely gutting. And in this tournament, she was the top try scorer for USA. And this is a USA team that just was loaded on tries, absolutely loaded on tries. But the mixture at wing of Kate Sullivan and Nia Tapper, man, if we get Chris Thomas back after injuries, like, that is a backfield, a wing backfield with the substitution that absolutely will not be stopped. And I think it's the first time that we've had a completely dynamic set of players that can actually break it away over the long haul with it, because this women's team has absolutely trained themselves in Ariana Ramsey, absolutely, and then of course newbie Alexandria Cedric really coming in on their own, and that speed that I don't think we will have seen as collective speed in that as we saw since the 2017 Rugby World Cup. What we'll see for the Olympics, I think, is going to be something that we can really take home with us. So this women's team, even though it's South America might not be the strongest area, but you need to be able to win at home first if you're not, to be able to make sure that you win whenever it comes to being on the road. And when we get to Paris, that's going to be basically a home game for Great Britain, for France, and just really the European teams that are going to be killing it out there. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't all, rainbows across the board. For the men's side, a slightly less impressive outcome for them. The men would end up coming in fourth in the Pan Am, missing the medal round for the first time on a complete flip on the other side of it. The men, actually ran through their schedule pretty well. But man, when I tell you that Chile is now our true problem, all right. Remember when it used to just be like Argentina? We never really played them because they were just so D1. They were so tier 1. It just wasn't in our schedules. But we'd have like Chile, we'd have Mexico, Uruguay. Like these are the teams that would give us trouble. Brazil to some extent would give us a little bit of trouble, but ultimately we would beat them. It's not that. It was one thing to lose in 15s, but in 7s, man, it hurts different, right? And we ended up losing to Chile, 15-12 in the semifinals, knocking us into the third round phase, and then losing in the rematch against Canada to fall in 4th place. So Argentina, Chile, and Canada would end up getting medaled in the Pan Am Games, USA men falling out of it. Now, before I get super critical about them, I will say that this was definitely a new team. All right. This is not the 7th team that we've had of older, even some of the ones that we've seen in training along the way. This is like a whole new set of guys that we have available to us. And I think this Pan Am was much more of a tester than it was a actual trying to hopefully get a showing from it. I will say that, again, it still sucks because as a U.S. person, you expect to at least be a top 3. And it's not like Canadian 7s has been improving significantly. Like they've been probably on a bigger downfall than we have in the U.S. At their international stage. But for the U.S., man, like it wasn't killing for us. But again, these are young guys, a whole new fresh team trying to take them in. I do feel like it's a little close, obviously, because the Olympics are just around the corner. But of course, we still got HSBC 7s and everything like that to still go through. So we're going to see what they can do. And this whole season is about to be a testing ground for the Olympics again, because we're missing guys, Perry Bakers, we're missing the Ryan Matthias's, obviously. Danny Barrett obviously is retired, but we're missing a lot of some of the key guys that has been staples within, like David Stills, even though I think he might now be playing football. But, those key guys that would have been primary people for the 7 for this, I think they're resting, getting them ready for HSB kicking off in December. So I'm not going to be harsh on it. It wasn't a great look, but solid. We had at least 4 players that were on the high scorers list. Nick Hardick, the second, off of 4 tries, Vpita 4 tries, and then our guys, John Wendell and Daryl Williams, being able to do some stuff. So again, they did run through their schedule up until the buzzsaw of Chile, and then ultimately losing the rematch of Canada. So, it is what it is as it goes. It is what it is. Of course, I want to hear you guys' opinion. If you guys are paying attention on the live, definitely hit us in the comments. We can have the conversation. I love having the conversation. And of course, if you don't, definitely hit it up on the description in the YouTube videos, or send a message over on Rugby Swag to be able to talk a little bit, or talk in the comments on Facebook. All of it works perfect for me. And of course, we're up on Twitch as well. I always keep forgetting to add Twitch into the mix, but we're up on Twitch as well. But I don't want to get out of this Pan Am conversation without talking about my new country, all right, because I am a permanent resident here as of now, of Brazil. Brazil finishing 6th in men's and 3rd overall in women's speaks volumes to the speed of the sport. We're going to talk a little bit about World Rugby and their attempts to hinder growth, but like Augustin P. Schott had really spoken on the fact that Brazil is a growing rugby nation. I know some of the guys that I associated with from Curitiba Rugby, that is the squad I'm trying to be able to play for more and more, time just permitting, but had a couple guys who played with the U20s and have been able to have some of the girls, the women out there, being able to play for the women's side. And coming out 3rd in the continents is impressive. USA, Canada, and then Brazil ended up, which they got 3rd, beating Colombia. But this is where you start to see that effort, like make the effort to grow the game the way it needs to be grown. Like you grow the game the way it needs to be grown. So give that shout out, obviously, to my people. Got to put it out there. And then, Yo, again, shout out to the friends of the show, all right? Yo, Cheddar Amber, if you guys want to check her out, episode 12, great convo. Naya Tapper, obviously the captain, doing it big. Check her out. Episode 2, if you want to hear her. Big shout out to Jen Salomon with Mexico out there representing both for PR7s and for Mexico, killing it. And you can check out her episode 58. And then for Canada, Charity Williams for episode 10. Obviously, all Impact players. You know, we do it big over here, all right? We do it big. But, yo, I love the fact that we're able to have that representation. They were able to show out and, of course, get ready for that next step when it gets ready for HSBC 7s coming up in December. All right. So, hey, we're starting off hot. We're starting off hot.
Anybody say I can't, I say I ain't convinced. Round in the city, black out the tents.